But I wanted to just quickly post, mostly for people that I know. I'm in my home right now in North Vancouver, and I've lived in this home with my wife and 4 kids, 3 kids, 2 kids, now 2 kids have left, for pretty much 10 years now, almost 10 years. And this home has been, not to mention the massive renovation that I did to this home and kept on doing over the years, adding to it. It was the home where a lot of amazing parties and get-togethers, and in this very room here, and all throughout this house. It was a great entertaining house, and we had so many good times in this house. So we put this house on the market, and I'll tell you in a minute why. But it's been a very emotional journey for my wife and I and our kids, especially our younger kids. This home was more than just a roof over our heads. It was a symbol of some deep friendships and some really good times. And it's been a long emotional journey. Sorry, my arm's getting tired. Putting this house on the market, having people come look at it, dealing with all of that. It's been a roller coaster. So I just came home from Gambier, our little off-grid property, and there was sold sign on the driveway, which was like, woof, another big one. It's like in stone now. There is no out of it now. It's happening. It's been a series of miraculous events, because we're in mid-October 2022, and the housing market has started to dive. Almost a month ago, maybe more. Interest rates have gone up, and so putting our house on the market at this time, a lot of people were very skeptical that we would get what we wanted. But we put, sorry, I'm just cooking here. We put a couple of, it's an old biblical term, fleeces out. There's an old parable where they put a fleece out. Guy was like, should I make this decision or not? And don't even know who it was in the Bible, but he said, okay, well, God, if I put a fleece out, a sheep fleece, if the sheep fleece is covered in dew and the ground is dry, then I'll take your word that that's a sign, and I'll do what you ask me to do. And that happened. And then he said, well, I'm not totally sure. I want to just check in again. And God, being very patient, said, all right. So he said, this time I want the fleece to be dry and the ground to have dew on it. And the next morning it happened. And so he took that as that was a solid go, green light. And we did that with this home. We wanted a certain number for this home that was the very, very top of what we could get for this home, especially in this market. It was a long shot. We had an accepted offer on another property that was pending the sale of our house, and we would lose that if we didn't sell our house within 3 weeks. And we had a lot of stuff in this house that had to be cleaned out. These shelves were not bare like that. So we went gangbusters for 10 days, stripped this house, fixed everything around it, and put it on the market. Barely any marketing campaign for our realtor. And God, my arm. I've been working in the sawmill all day, so my arm's a bit tired. And put it on, had an open house, and we weren't here, we took off, and it was amazing to hear the feedback. People just wouldn't leave. They loved our home, and it was encouraging for me, not so much for Terra. It was hard for her to hear. For me, I was encouraged because this house has kind of been an art piece for me, and every little nook and cranny has been touched, and it feels like a piece of art. So to have other people appreciate it was fantastic. And we got 3 offers, all at our asking price, and so those people went against each other, and we got over asking. But it was all very miraculous. The dates had to line up, the money had to line up, all of it had to line up, and every single moment in this walk has been this just unfolding, and I really believe in that, like just surrendering to the unfolding as it comes before you. And if a door closes, then that's a closed. If a door's crack open, just push it and see if it opens. And we had all these beautiful things happen. And the last little linchpin that held everything together was a home inspection. And I live in a log home that was built in the 1940s. And I knew that most home inspectors had not would not, it's not a common, so I gotta check the rice. Not done yet. I thought it was gonna bring up some issues. We also have a pool. No one's owned a pool before. It has problems too, potentially. And so I thought they were gonna come back with a whole bunch of, gotta fix this, gotta fix that. They want to beat you down on price because of this, that, and everything else. Didn't happen. Yesterday we got a message from a realtor saying they'll take it. No questions asked, no changes need to be made. Same price. Just amazing. Same thing happened. My wife and the kids cried, and I was encouraged because I just was. I mean, it was all these serendipitous things. So that's where we're at. Where we're moving to is a 5-acre piece of property in Courtenay, by Seal Bay, right close to the ocean. It has a fully functional working garden with a commercial-sized greenhouse on it. It's got farm status, so you can run a business out of there. They have a very fruitful business running out of there already, so it's a plug and play in that regard. The house is nowhere near as lovely as our home here, but it is new. It's about 10 years old, and I can fix that. I can make it good, look cool. So house wasn't the big factor for us. What we've been looking for years now, me more than maybe my wife, but my wife has been more on board, is we wanted land, and I wanted the means to be able to pivot and provide for our family if we needed to. And for me, also a very big mortgage in the house that I have now, and moving away allows us to reduce that significantly. But it was important too that I could run Little Star, my business, and I can from there. There'll be some hiccups along the way and some wrinkles to work out, but I'm pretty confident that I can run my company from afar, because a lot of my work is done online anyway, and I'll be coming back to Vancouver at least a couple times a month. So a lot of the reason for us going, like I already mentioned, is land. We wanted land. We wanted to, for me personally, I don't think so much for Terra. She's got a really great community here, but for me, Vancouver has lost its shine a long time ago. The traffic that I have to sit in day after day, I find that it's a tough city. It's so beautiful, but everyone is so busy, and myself included. And I just feel like there's something lacking for me here. It's the pulse. It's the vibration of Vancouver is so intense that I've for years now I've not been completely stoked here. Even though it's a beautiful city. I think Gambia gave some reprieve for us, our off-grid piece of property, but it isn't a place where we can really lock in and live long term. It's more of a cottage. It's been a great place for me to kind of release my creative angst and get away from it all, especially during the last 2 years, just to get off where no one gave a monkeys about COVID, and I could just work away in the forest. I also think that one of the reasons that we're moving away is we feel very strongly that we're moving into some very tough times as a country, as a world, and I think that it's very, very clear and evident in the mainstream. Gas prices going up, cost of food going up. This pending war in Ukraine and Russia that America seems to be hell-bent on having this war, just stoking the fire. And I feel as a dad, as a husband, as the man of my house, that I need to be proactive instead of reactive. I would much rather move away and this all flow away on a breeze and it not have been as big deal as I thought it was going to be, than get caught with my pants down and not have the means to be able to provide, not have the means to be able to pivot, not have the means to be able to pay my mortgage if things get rough and the economy takes a dive and people don't hire us to do renos as much. Those are all things that could happen. Will they happen? we don't know. But history is littered with people. History and biblical, also biblical stories, are littered with people that saw something on the horizon, and everyone around them said, "You're crazy. Everything's going to be fine." But that thing, that storm, that dive in the economy, whatever it is, happened. I mean, with Germany, you know, like people like Einstein, he could smell on the horizon that things were getting dicey there with war, and he got out, and people got out. People have gotten out, and I feel like I want to be the person that did that. Even though I know that some people maybe shake their heads and think, "Oh man, you're overreacting." You know what? We're not moving to a rough part of the world. Courtney's a beautiful place. We have a nice big home, or a nice home with a lot of land, so it's not that rough. But I feel like I should be honest and say some of the reasons that we're going. Not all of the reasons, but some of them are just that. I'm responsible for my home, for my kids, for those around me that I love, and being a responsible person, sometimes you have to take risks and gamble and go for it. And this has not been an easy decision at all. But I feel in my heart, I feel peace about it, and I feel in my heart it's a new adventure, and I feel in my heart that I know that it puts us in a better position. Financially, it puts us in a better position. Geographically, it puts us in a better position. And so, you know, that is part of the reason that me and my son, or, you know, not me and my son, but I've been learning to hunt. I've been learning to fish. Terra's a great gardener, but I'm curious about that too. And these are all good skills to have no matter what happens with the world. But I felt more pushed over this last couple of years. I've had less and less faith in the system, and I want to have more and more faith in my hands and my ability to be able to, if push comes to shove, provide for my family. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because if nothing crazy happens, I've got all these skills, and it was fun. It's been I love hunting. I enjoy fishing. I enjoy building. I enjoy all of these things. So it's not all bad. So anyway, I don't know if that made sense. I'm sure that if you know me closely and you've driven past my house and seen, "Oh my God, Joby's selling his house. What the heck's going on?" Well, it's good. I think I should fill you in on it. And yeah, so we're out of here on mid-December, early December, and not far. Courtney's not far. It's a 3-hour drive, including ferry, a 20-minute plane ride. So not the end of the world. We'll still be connected to a lot of people that I know and love here in Vancouver. But yeah, I feel excited for this next chapter, and fingers crossed we don't go to war. Fingers crossed that nuclear stuff that's lurking in the darkness. It's just terrible that people are even entertaining it. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because that'll be the end of us all, right? Wouldn't it? I mean, just unbelievable where we are as a world right now. Very, very scary to know that our lives are in the hands of lunatics, really, of money-hungry, power-hungry lunatics. I mean, that is so disconcerting, that the person at the wheel is someone that's got ulterior motives and is not got our best interests at heart. I just don't believe they do, especially when it comes to America, Canada right now, for sure. And that doesn't make me feel so great. So I hope that all changes. Fingers crossed. All right, well, there's my bit. Take it easy. I'm gonna go finish dinner.